Hi, my name is Rebecca Jacobs, and I'm going to be teaching you guys about the ethics of teaching. It was an article written by Kenneth Stike, and I'm going to make a bunch of references, the whole entire PowerPoint. Everything in here he said in his article, and I found it very interesting. I hope you guys too. Too. Let's see if I can go to the next slide. Oh, here we go. Kenneth Stike, he was a professor of Cultural Foundations of Education at Syracuse University. Syracuse, I think that's how you pronounce it. He was also a member of the National Academy of Education. Well, when I started reading the article, I thought, okay, there says words, ethics, and values, and I always get confused between them, so I wrote out their definitions for you guys to understand. Ethics is a system of moral principles. Think of morality, think of good versus bad choices kind of thing. And then values is what we like or what we believe to be good. So it's a little different. And yeah, you have to understand those two in order to understand this article. What makes issues ethical? Well, there are three main things that make issues ethical. The first is ethical issues concern questions of right and wrong. Within duties, responsibilities, obligations, rights. The second is ethical questions cannot be settled by an appeal to facts alone. Requires ethical principles by which to judge the facts. So they can't just be facts by themselves, but it has to also be how you would judge them within any situation given to a teacher. Ethical questions should be distinguished from values. There's those two words put in the same sentence. It's not what we want, but what we should do, should want. Ethical reasoning. So there are two stages to ethical reasoning. So when a teacher is placed in a position where they have to, make a choice within the class, such as someone stole something in the class, one of the students, and so a teacher decides to keep them all in during recess or something and punishes every one of them, even though one of them is the only one guilty, or a group or something, but everyone else is innocent. Now we got to apply ethical reasoning to it. The two stages are applying principles to cases and judging the adequacy or applicability of the principles. We must think about our choices and we must engage in moral reasoning. Teaching is full of such dilemmas. Thus, teachers need to know something about ethical reasoning. That's why it's important. There are two general principles within ethical reasoning, within making choices with ethics. The principle of benefit maximization and the principle of equal respect for persons. Let's just talk about both of those. The first principle, the one word that Kenneth A. Strikes describes and talks about a lot is utilitarianism. Utilitarianism. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. It's act in a manner that produces the greatest happiness for the greatest number. So it's pretty much, okay, I have the whole student, or all the students in class during recess sitting there, and is it the better choice? Which one, either, find a different way to punish the one who stole whatever it was, so it benefits the greater number. So which of the possible courses of action makes people generally better off? That is a question a teacher should always ask themselves before making a decision. Another thing that they should always remember is to allocate time in a manner that will produce the greatest overall learning. The second principle is the principle of equal respect for persons, and what Mr. Strike put in there was the golden rule. Just pop it in your head when you think of this: equal respect for persons, golden rule. The golden rule, if you guys don't know what it is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So what he quotes in his article is, accord others the same kind of treatment that we expect them to accord us. Wow. So there are three ideas that accompany this principle, which is respect others' goals, respect their freedom of choice, and also everyone is of equal value. So if all those are good, then everyone is entitled to equal opportunity. These are main ideas placed. Also, he said in his article, which I found quite interesting, is regard human beings as worthwhile and treat them accordingly. that pretty much explains, we're all equal, we all deserve the same things, so I don't think it's fair to keep everyone in a classroom when only one person is guilty and the rest is innocent. We should make sure everyone's equal and enforce equality rights in the classroom. The beauty of these principles, they are part of our common ethical understandings. Both principles are necessary for moral reflection, and the principles may nevertheless conflict with one another. Pretty cool. That was pretty quick. I'm running out of time, so I'm going to hurry up here. The last thing I'd like to mention is this quote: "Teaching is full of ethical issues. It is our habitual behavior that may be our most powerful teaching." And that is also quoted by him, and I think it's very applicable, and I hope you guys all apply this quote in your future teaching career. And that is all. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned a lot.